3 weeks ago, my granddaughter Sarah sat right where you are sitting now. She's 22. She had a backpack on the floor, a big, ugly green thing. And she told me she had bought a one-way ticket to Southeast Asia, alone. Immediately, my stomach tightened. I did what I have done for 87 years. I panicked. I said, Sarah, you can't do that. It's dangerous. You're a young woman alone. What about your career? You should be saving for a house, not wandering around in the jungle. What if you get sick? What if you run out of money? I was reciting the script I've lived by my entire life, the script of safety. And Sarah, she didn't argue. She just looked at me with this quiet sadness. She reached across the table, took my hand, and said something that shattered me. She said, Nana, I know things might go wrong, but I'm not afraid of failing. I'm afraid of getting to your age and realizing I never did anything because I was too scared. I'm afraid of getting to your age. It wasn't an insult. It was the truth, and it broke my heart. Because looking at her, I realized she was right. I am 87 years old. I have lived a long life, a safe life, a sensible life. And sitting here today, I realized that my safety was actually a prison. I wasted 87 years preparing for disasters that never happened. And in doing so, I missed the life that was right in front of me. Fear number one, the rainy day lie. In Australia, we are obsessed with saving for a rainy day. In 1982, my husband Bill, he was a dreamer. He wanted to buy a caravan and drive us around Australia. The Big Lap, we call it. He wanted to see the Red Desert. He wanted to sleep under the stars. We had the money. It was our savings, but it was there. But I was terrified. I said, no, Bill, we can't touch that money. What if the roof leaks? What if you lose your job? What if the economy crashes? We need a buffer. I fought him on it. I cried. I made him feel reckless for wanting to live. So we didn't go. We stayed home. We painted the fence. We watched television. Bill died 10 years ago. He never saw the desert. And the money, it's still sitting in the bank account. I have plenty of money for a rainy day now, but it's not raining. It's just over. My legs are too weak to travel now. I can't sleep in a caravan. I realized too late that money is not a trophy. It is fuel. If you die with a full bank account, but an empty soul, you didn't win. You lost. My second fear is the fear of condemnation. We have a saying in Australia, don't be a tall poppy. It means don't stand out or you'll get cut down. When I was 40, I wanted to open a small bakery. I made the best sponge cakes in the district. It was my passion. But then the voice started. Who do you think you are, Joan? A business owner? People will laugh at you. If you fail, the neighbors will talk. Don't get above your station. I was so paralyzed by the idea of someone laughing at me that I never tried. I stayed working as a typist in a gray office for 25 years. I was safe. No one laughed at me. In fact, no one noticed me at all. I traded my dream for the approval of people who didn't even care about me. And that is the truth about judgment. You worry what they will say, but they are too busy worrying about themselves. I have also avoided conflicts all my life. I was a peacekeeper. I thought being a good wife and mother meant never causing a fuss. If I was upset, I swallowed it. If I disagreed, I stayed silent. If my feelings were hurt, I smiled. I thought I was saving my relationships. But you know what happens when you silence yourself for decades? You become a stranger in your own home. My husband didn't really know me. He knew the polite version of me. My children didn't know my real opinions. I created distance because I was afraid of closeness. Real closeness requires honesty, and honesty sometimes means conflict. I wish I had shouted more. I wish I had said, no, I don't want to do that. Because the difficult women are the ones who are actually known and loved for who they are. I was also always wary of the unknown. I have lived in this same house for 52 years. About 15 years ago, I wanted to move. I wanted to live by the ocean. I found a little cottage. It was perfect. But then, the fear. Moving is stressful, I told myself. I won't know the doctor there. I won't know where the grocery store is. What if the neighbors are loud? I stayed in this house because I knew where the light switches were in the dark. I chose the misery of the familiar over the possibility of happiness. And now, this house is too big for me. It's full of ghosts. I look at these walls and I don't see safety. I see a lack of courage. If you are staying in a job or a city or a relationship just because it's familiar, pack your boxes. The unknown isn't a cliff, it's a door. I have also always been prone to exaggeration, catastrophizing, and this played a cruel joke on me. This was the big one, the what-if game. I spent my entire motherhood terrified. If my son was 20 minutes late, I didn't think traffic, I thought hospital. I would pace the hallway at 2 a.m., making deals with God. Just let them be safe, and I'll never complain again. I lived in a state of high alert panic for 40 years. And here is the irony. The things I worried about, they never happened. My kids didn't die in a war. We didn't lose the house in a fire. But bad things did happen, just not the ones I prepared for. My sister got sick. My husband had a stroke on a Tuesday afternoon. My worry didn't prevent a single tragedy. It didn't stop a single bad thing from happening. All it did was steal the joy from the good days. I am 87, and I am finally learning what my granddaughter Sarah already knows. Anxiety is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. I rocked in that chair for 80 years. I am tired of rocking. I thought my fear was a shield, but it wasn't a shield. It was a blindfold. It stopped me from seeing how beautiful my life could have been. You cannot protect yourself from life. You can't save it for later. It doesn't keep. It spoils, like fruit left on the counter. So I have a challenge for you. I want you to do 3 things today, not tomorrow, today, because I can't do them anymore, but you can. First, go to your cupboard. Find the good thing you are saving, the expensive candle, the special bottle of wine, the dress you're saving for an event. Use it today. Tuesday is a special occasion because you are still here. Burn the candle. Drink the wine. Don't let it turn to vinegar like I did. Secondly, say the thing you are scared to say. Tell someone you love them, or tell someone you quit, or tell someone you disagree. The world will not end because you spoke your truth. In fact, your world might finally begin. Third, identify one thing you are avoiding because of fear of failure. The class, the trip, the project. Ask yourself, if I try this and fail, will I survive? The answer is yes. You will survive failure. You might even laugh about it later. But you will not survive the regret of never trying. That stays with you forever. My granddaughter sent me a photo this morning. She's in Vietnam. It's pouring rain. She's on a scooter, wearing a plastic poncho. She's soaking wet. Her hair is a mess. And she has the biggest smile I have ever seen. She wrote underneath, "Everything went wrong today, Nana. It was perfect." She's right. Life is supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be wet and chaotic. Don't be safe. Be alive. I'm Joan. I wasted 87 years being careful. Please be brave instead. If this story woke something up in you, leave a comment below. Tell me one thing you are going to stop being afraid of. And subscribe to this channel. I have a few more stories to tell and not much time left to tell them. Go live your life right now.